Part 4 of The Laws of the Skies. So Enzo snuck up behind Frederick, cracking him over the head with a big rock. In front of all of these little kids watching in horror as Enzo bashed in the head of his teacher until mush and crack and the skull splintered open, and thank goodness he died because, Then Enzo knelt down to dead old Mr. Frederick and moved the rock a little bit and started playing in the skull fragments and brain. What's going on inside your head, Mr. Frederick? What's going on inside your brain? Just touching and feeling around in all the brain goop. And just surrounding the campfire, watching in horror, all of the 11 other kids, an eruption, a chorus of wails and screams. They witnessed a murder. Enzo stopped, and he turned. And then he stood upright, and he started to immediately approach all the kids. Particularly Jasmine, the girl that he kicked earlier, and he got in trouble for kicking her. Beelined. All of the kids scattered, all in different directions, into the woods, into the middle of the night. And at the same time, the phone in Mr. Frederick's pocket begins to ring because Sandra was in the woods trying to call him. She gave up. We get a flashback to one of the students named Lucas as he's running into the woods. Lucas was a kid that Enzo at school made a point to bully. For some reason, Lucas never fought back. He just took it, and every single day he anticipated getting shoved to the ground on the gravel and just crying a little bit, getting up, brushing it off, and watching all the kids just look at him in pity as Enzo did this every single day on the dot. Lucas hated it. He never did anything about it because he was afraid of the retaliation. He watched on at all of his friends who didn't help him either because they were also afraid of retaliation. Nobody knew how to fight back. He didn't even know how to fight back. He hated Enzo, and he was weak. As he's running through the woods, Lucas thought to himself, no one ever protected me from him. Now I won't protect them either. I will find help. I'll find my way out. I'm smart enough to get past this because I figured out first that the mouse would turn into a bat. I already knew. We hiked in from the west, and so the road and the cars are back west. So I just have to run out where we walked into. That's where I can find help and call the police and get help, and I'll find help. And then Enzo can go to jail. And this part kind of broke my heart because at the same time, Lucas couldn't see where he was going. It was dark, and he must have hit a ravine or a slope because his feet slipped out in front of him. With the momentum of him running, he just tumbled down this deep, steep hill into like a little ravine or a canyon. But, as he slipped and fell, he cracked the back of his head on a rock as he started to tumble. He was knocked out almost immediately, and when he came to a halt at the base of the ravine, he landed wrong on his neck, snapping his, I think it's the cervical spine, separating the neck from the spine. And he just became like a lump of immobile flesh and bone. He didn't die immediately, but luckily he was knocked out first, and his brain was functioning about 10 to 30 seconds before it tried to get him going again, and then he died. That would be our Olivier, Natalie, Frederick, Lucas. That's 4 deaths in. And now we cut to Ocean, Sia, Nathan, and Luis. They ran as a collective into the woods, chattering about, well, what are we gonna do? Should we, we gotta run somewhere. Should we run to the road? What direction should we go? What? And any clamoring or arguments about their next plan, Nathan kind of biasedly took the side of Sia because he's in love. And they were still kind of in their imagination land of troll hunting and thinking that the trees are trolls, camouflage. Nathan was kind of over it, and he's like, it's not real. It's not real. We watched somebody die. I'm only 6. I'm literally a kid. And I don't know how to be an adult. And I don't know where the adults are. It's gonna be okay because I can just command the elements and I can summon the trolls. I've killed a troll before. Sia, you did not kill a troll. You've never killed a troll. They're not real. Actually, Nathan, I did kill a troll. In fact, it was like right over here. Yeah, me and my mom came in here earlier, a couple like weeks ago, and I killed one. And I can recite to you everything that happened because I killed that troll. Oh yeah, that down log over there, it was actually a troll body. Uh-huh. Wow, Sia, I actually believe you. And Lewis, still in his wolf-man hybrid tracking mode to find the trolls, is trying to lead the way in tracking footprints and getting them out of there. Hugo tried to run in the direction he saw his mom Natalie go earlier to get picked up. So he made a beeline. His sister Jade, Raphael, Lilu, and his friend Mathis. Hugo quickly reflected on what his mom taught him. Since he was young, his mom worked a lot. She taught him how to be home alone and proficient in safety. He, by the age of 6, has already recited their home phone number, her cell phone number, and how to call the police. So he knew immediately, like, I have to call these numbers for help. And he realized he was very confident in his direction, therefore it attracted these 4 other kids to follow him, because Hugo was kind of deemed the leader. As they ran deeper into the woods, Hugo had to stop for a minute and wait for his friends because they're slower than he is. He kind of led them a little off the path to a downed hollow log. Oh, this is a good hiding place. Everybody get in here quick. Okay, but it's all wet. It looks like it's gonna eat me. Just get in there. So all the kids kind of clambered inside this hollow log filled with the moist, rotting, red rot shit. And Hugo tried to calm them down and keep them calm as they all tried to catch their breath. Raphael is very like, this feels like we're inside of a womb or a stomach, and I think the log might eat us because it feels like it's digesting me, and I think I just saw a bug. Shh, Raphael, I hear footsteps. Oh, but I don't like this. I need to leave. Shh. And Hugo kind of peeked out the log to see Jasmine and Emma silently sobbing next to each other and walking down this dark road. Nobody said anything. They were all friends with Jasmine and Emma, but they had no more room for them to hide. So it was a survival situation where they just said nothing and let them continue along. And not moments later, Enzo appeared from the end of the road, following Jasmine and Emma. The kids stiffened and they were scared. Jasmine, Emma, I can hear you crying. Enzo was tauntingly calling at them as he was following far behind Jasmine and Emma. Hugo really wanted to help his friends, but he couldn't in this moment. And then we reflect a little bit on Hugo's school time days. Enzo never picked on Hugo because he was strong and kind of deemed a leadership role within the schoolyard. Enzo didn't pick on any kids that were under Hugo's wing because they were also strong. Kids together strong. Enzo was kind of labeled a kingpin of sorts. And Raphael continued to sit in this woomy log. I don't like this. It's devouring me. Why is it wet? He sat there, wide-eyed, 1,000-yard stare, imagining Enzo finding them and ripping apart Hugo to get through all of them. Violent flashbacks. Once Enzo was out of their sight, they all just kind of sigh of relief and just started letting the tears flow and sniffling. Imagine from the pitch black woods, hearing the shrill child cries, "Mommy," and just, that is what you heard in this entire forest range, was small children crying for their mothers. Blair Witch type shit. Sandra was panicking that no one was answering the phone, but she just kept going.